Dennis Lin, he did recently say today in The Athletic, the Padres have spoken with the Tigers about starter Jack Flaherty. So that is another name that's floated out there. I'm not expecting the Padres to go acquire Jack Flaherty. You look at the names that are out there, actual names that would get dealt. I don't think Schoolbowl is actually a name that would get dealt. I don't think Crochet is a name that's going to get dealt unless the Dodgers overpay here. I look at Jack Flaherty. I look at Eric Fetty. You say Kikuchi. Like, those are the three names that stick out to me. So there's going to be competition. And if the Padres had to give up Lesko and Homer Bush for a reliever, and I get it's a controllable reliever, and Flaherty would be a rental starting pitcher, it's still a starting pitcher, though. And so you're going to have to give up more for a starter probably than a reliever. So I just wonder, how able are the Padres to get a deal done for Jack Flaherty? How much do they want Jack Flaherty when he's a rental? How much are they willing to give up? That's the question. Or would they rather just go with someone that maybe doesn't have a 2.95 ERA, doesn't have a whip under 1, but still can be a servable starter? Because Jack Flaherty right now, 2.95 ERA, 18 starts, over 100 innings, over 130 punch-outs. His whip is .956. Schilt and Flaherty obviously have that relationship. Schilt managed Flaherty when Flaherty was young, and it seemed like he was going to become one of the best pitchers in the league before kind of went the other direction, and he struggled with the Baltimore Orioles. What was that, last year? But there's that relationship, and I think Flaherty would love coming to the Padres, don't get me wrong. Southern California, he might have been a Dodger fan growing up, though, I don't know. But being on a contender, yeah, he'd love to not be on the Detroit Tigers, I would imagine, when he's a rental, right? But I believe now it's prorated, so the Padres would have room for him, but it's not a Jason Adam friendly contract. I think it's 13 mil. It's not 3 million. Now it's prorated, so it would be less than actually, 13 mil, which is good. And the Padres would have room to add Jack Flaherty. For me, it's more of not that money. It's more of how much are the Padres willing to give up after giving up significant talent for Arise, Cease, and Jason Adam. How much are they willing to give up for a rental in Jack Flaherty? And I think it's in the back of some GM's heads that when Jack Flaherty was traded to the Orioles last year from the Cardinals, he struggled. So I don't know if it was a mid-season thing and that's why he was struggling, or it was just a bad year for him. And it doesn't matter if he's traded to wherever, he's still going to pitch like he's pitching with the Tigers in that new home. I just don't know if the Padres are going to have enough. I feel like there's going to be a team out there that will be willing to overpay for Jack Flaherty because they feel like, yep, that's the guy. And maybe, or, that team that overpays, they overpay not because they wanted to, but because that's, Fetty, let's say he goes off the board, Kikuchi goes off the board, and then Flaherty's like the one of the big three there that's available, and that team goes for it. Flaherty's more, especially the way he's pitching this year, he's more than just a back-end rotation guy. He's a guy that would fit right in there with King and Cease and Waldron. It would be nice, but what would that package look like? Again, that's the question. Looking at Jack Flaherty's game logs here, by the way. Let's see. His last 3 starts, 6 innings, no earned runs, 5 2/3, 2 earned runs, 6 innings, 1 earned run, 5 runs the starting before that against the Angels, but then the outings before that, 5 2/3, 1 earned run, 5 innings, no earned runs, 5 innings, no earned runs, 6 2/3, no earned runs. So he's actually not providing super long length, but I'm not going to sit here and be like, I don't want Jack Flaherty. I just think the Padres might go with someone that might cost a little bit less. But according to Kevin Acee, they are desperately looking for a starter. So that's the latest that I've got there.